CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. A cyclist has been killed in a collision in Victoria this afternoon. He died on his way to the hospital after his bicycle hit a dump truck at the intersection of Harriet Road and Burnside Road West. Police crash analysts are still at the scene of the accident at this hour. An off-duty paramedic was near the scene and began performing CPR until an ambulance arrived. Police say a man in his early 20s was riding his bike when he struck a dump truck that was pulling a large trailer at the southeast corner of the intersection. Police say they are still trying to confirm the victim's identity. The driver of the truck, meantime, police say, is cooperating with the investigation.
Truck and trailer was driving eastbound on Burnside and crossed through the intersection, and a cyclist struck the back of the trailer, the second part of the truck, and the cyclist was killed. Driver is at the police station. He's been very cooperative. We've got him some support, and his family, and we've got victim services, so he's been cooperative with the police.
The Vic PD crash team is still at the scene investigating. The intersection is closed and will be for several hours yet. It is Victoria's second traffic fatality of the year. If you're in downtown Victoria or elsewhere in the capital region this morning, you may have been hit by a power outage. The lights went out about 9:30 across a wide area of the downtown core and beyond. Hydro's investigating the cause, which it says was a fault at a substation. The outages affected customers from James Bay to the Lansdowne area, knocked out traffic lights at major intersections. Hydro had the service restored by late this morning, but then there was another brief outage over the noon hour. That was fixed fairly quickly. The province is backing away from its firm pledge to have BC's books balanced in time for the next provincial election. Finance Minister Kevin FALCON gave his second quarterly financial report today, saying that revenues have decreased by $303 million. So the province is now projecting a year-end deficit of more than $3 billion. FALCON says the downfall of the international economies will have an impact on the province, along with the voters' rejection of the harmonized sales tax. He says he hopes to know more by the middle of next month.
I am still relatively optimistic in terms of British Columbia, because I think comparatively speaking, we're in a very, very good position. We really are. Now, fortunately, because we've been prudent and careful in our forecasting and our budgeting, today we can still get to 13-14. It means it's tougher, but we can still do it. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't think we could do it. But the reason why I'm going to have a check back in mid-January is because I will then have a better sense as to whether things have deteriorated beyond even what they are today. And that's how quickly things are changing in the world.
FALCON also says it'll take about 18 months to transition the province back onto the provincial sales tax from the harmonized sales tax. The HST will remain in place until early 2013. It looks as though the province has reached a tentative deal on policing with the RCMP. The apparent agreement comes just 2 days before the deadline set by the federal government to pull the Mounties out of BC permanently. However, Provincial Solicitor General Shirley Bond doesn't call this a done deal just yet. She says there's still work to be done. She hopes to get back to the federal government by Wednesday to let Ottawa know what BC thinks of this potential contract. No details of it have been released. Not just Christmas shopping that's underway, Christmas food drives are well underway, and this is the fourth year for a unique collection campaign across the Mid-Island. An RV dealership in the Noose Bay is using one of its motorhomes to help fill local food banks. Big Boys Toys is driving its moho to various locations around the island and inviting you to come by and fill it up with non-perishable food items until December 15th. The food is then taken to Christmas Hampers Nanaimo program and distributed to families in need.
We travel around to QF locations, a couple of Royal Banks. Co-op has joined us this year and thankfully provided us a little bit of fuel to get moho around. Right. Just travel around doing events and getting it full for our local food banks.
The moho hits the road. It'll be at the Tanamara Resort in Parksville tomorrow, and Bruce will have more from the moho for us coming up at 6:30 on Vancouver Island Report. Now, the city of Victoria is in the holiday spirit. The lighting of the big tree took place in Centennial Square over the weekend. The lights and decorations fill the square, and now a company is installing the finishing touch by adding that ice rink. This afternoon, Centre Ice Rink crews were busy laying the groundwork for installing the skating rink. The company brought in buckets of water to fill its chiller machine as the workers sprayed and then flooded the grounds. There's a cooling system that'll help keep the ice frozen if the temperature warms up.
The whole process involves glycol, which is an antifreeze agent. And basically what that does is freezes the ice that is going to be about 3 to 4 inches above those lines. We could probably get ice here up to about 12 to 15 degrees Celsius.
The Downtown Victoria Business Association hopes you'll be able to lace up your skates by Saturday. The rink will be open all December and open to the public until January 2nd. Everybody can come by and skate for a toonie. Appears there's no end in sight to the dispute with BC teachers. Contract talks have broken down between the Teachers Federation and the province. The BC Teachers Federation says the government walked away from the bargaining table this afternoon. The BCTF says the impasse is over class size and composition. Teachers were hoping that the government would negotiate those issues following a BC Supreme Court ruling. In April, the court found that the government had violated the teachers' constitutional rights, stripping them in 2002 of the ability to negotiate size and composition of classes. The judge gave both sides a year to negotiate a solution. No comment from the Education Minister tonight. With Christmas less than a month away, a family in Campbell River finds itself out in the cold after fire destroyed their home. Now the community is trying to help by giving the family a warm welcome for the holiday season. CTV News viewer Brenda DeGroot captured this video. The fire broke out about 7:30 Sunday in the 300 block of Hilchey Road. When firefighters arrived, the fire was burning through the main and second floor of the home. It took crews more than 2 hours to put the flames out. The Campbell River Fire Chief says the cause of the fire was a kitchen appliance.
The cause here, we're determining it to be the fact that the creosote was built up in the chimney, but also that the wood that was piled within the residence itself was too close to the stove, and it caused the fire.
The fire chief says the damage to the interior is extensive. The house will more than likely have to be torn down. There was nobody home when the fire broke out. The family was over at a relative's place watching the Grey Cup.
My family was with me, and that's the important part.
And how many? You guys have some kids, maybe just
4 kids that live with us, and expecting one in May. So it's a blessing that nobody was at home. Everything's gone. I got my family. The community's been helping out amazingly. It's been quite overwhelming what's been going on.
If you would like to make a donation to help the Dick family, you can do so dropping off small household items or girls' clothing 6 months to 14 years at Mountain Ridge Tree Farms in Courtenay. Volunteers in Nanaimo are preparing to give the gift of dinner to those in need this holiday season. The Hamperville Nanaimo campaign kicked off this morning. The Loaves and Fishes Community Food Bank is teaming up with the Salvation Army yet again to put food on the table this holiday season. Today, volunteers were busy putting together their Christmas hampers and registering companies to sign up. The nonprofit organization is gathering food and cash donations to help distribute the hampers to the less fortunate.
Well, we're estimating anywhere between 3,800 and 4,000 people this year. We did about 3,600 last year. We're anticipating a 10% increase, so around 3,800. That's about 2,200 families.
The hampers will start going out on December 20th. If you would like to register for a hamper, or if you are able to make a donation, you can log on to hampervillenanaimo.org or visit the Hamperville site on Bruce Avenue in Nanaimo.